used
man.
to I'm used to looking really, really cute and good looking. This looks terrible.
Listen,
Uh,
let me open the show for y'all. Usually Hannibal does it. Listen, welcome to the Hannibal and Pedro podcast. Pedro and Hannibal podcast. I will be your host this evening. That guy over there, I think he's a little he's not happy because he's got some camera issues. But we're gonna uplift each other. We're gonna have a good show. Hannibal, how you doing tonight?
I'm drinking beer right
He's
now.
got
I'm
a
really
beer.
annoyed.
I
I'm
love
drinking
it.
some
Listen,
Modelo. Shout out to all my Mexican friends out there.
shout out, shout out.
Um, yeah. So clearly, I'm in a basement. I'm sure you guys probably are aware of that. And we had some kind of leakage overnight. So all the water went down on this desk right here that I'm sitting next to, and all of my stuff got wet. So I'm drying everything. I have like my soundboard in a big bin of rice.
Oh wow,
Um,
damn.
yeah, I was literally I turned the because it's a big soundboard. Turned the
Hmm.
soundboard over. Water just started to flow right out of it.
Oh
So
man.
that was very expensive. So I'm crying, but hopefully it's gets all dried up. My camera's good. It's just all the wires are just wet, so I didn't want
Yeah.
to connect things. So this is all the backup stuff. So that's why I look extra ugly than usual. If you
So
guys don't check it out
shout
though.
out to the chat. Let's throw some vibes Hannibal's way because I listen. He if that happened to me, yeah, I would be hot right now. Like, and I get yeah, like if I came down to my basement and there's like water and this and that and equipment I
Oh,
bought, I would just be I would have broken a few things already. I don't know if Hannibal's done that. I would have broken the chair. I would have thrown some things around. So listen,
uh,
I'm glad you made it either way. So
oh yeah. I didn't want to miss the show because we had a lot. We have a lot to talk about. And
oh,
the NBA
a lot's
season's
happened.
swinging in, so
Yeah, yeah.
I good thing I have so much garbage throughout the last 3 years of doing content that I have backup for backups and certain things. So I definitely want to talk to you because how was your weekend? You do anything fun? I know you were doing some planting.
I
You
was doing
officially turned into an
yes,
old man.
yes, I
So
have.
talk about that.
I did some yard work. I had to pull some old bushes I planted last year, replace them. I bought some pots and some mulch and some this and some that, and redid some gardening in the front of the house and mowed the grass and just kind of got the house looking good again. It's springtime and the yard needed some TLC. I love doing that. I actually love doing it. I put music on, I listen to music, and I just a couple hours and I work with my hands. Love it. So did that. Took the girl out to a comedy show on Saturday night. That was really fun. So really good weekend, man. Yesterday watched basketball, chilled with the kid. Good weekend. Yeah.
I know you were talking about the whole gardening thing, and I know most people who like gardening are old. So
Yeah.
that's it for you.
Yeah. I'm good with it.
You
I'm
have
good
your
with
home, you're mulching. I don't know what mulching is. It's something.
it.
It's something, right? I'm in the
Yeah. Yeah.
city. We in there's no mulch here. It's concrete all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I see you really enjoying being an
Love
old
it.
man.
I went to the store today because I had to get some rocks and some pebbles, some decorative things because I put a couple new bushes in the front. I needed to put some decorative pieces around it to make it pop. So yeah, I'm listen. I love it. It's what I do every week. I'll do something in the weekend in the yard and grow something and dig something and plant something, and I like it. So yeah.
Maybe you should just, change your channel, Pedro's Gardening. And you got the hat. I know you say you don't wear it. I know you do. You have the hat, you got the hoe, and you just plant crap. And you're just
Definitely got the hoe. Definitely got.
a. Hopefully she didn't hear that. She'll slap you across the head with
Listen, she laughed. What are you talking about? The only reason I can say that is because she think it's funny.
it.
No, but I like it, man. I'm not a very. I don't work with my hands a lot. Like I don't know a lot about cars. I can do basic things with cars. I can do basic stuff around the house, but I enjoy being outside and just being in like doing like having a vision of like, hey, I want this to look like this, and and coming up with it and doing it, and it's fun, man. I like it. It's enjoyable.
So
It's
did you have
relaxing.
like random conversations at the Home Depot or whatever store that you went to?
No, I don't. I'm very to myself because I don't know what I'm doing. So like I don't want
Oh,
to
okay.
ask questions. I just like figure it out and Google things and look at the information on the pots and the plants and like, okay, this is good for this season, and I just figure it out. But I just stay to myself because it's kind of intimidating and there's a
Yep.
lot, but I enjoy it. I was there the other day for like an hour and a half, just like looking around. Like I like it, man. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
It's good. It's
yeah,
good.
you're very old. Which is good because we need the young people. Or, I could represent the young people. You represent all the old people, and we can get both those demographics together. So that would be
Yeah.
nice. Koala asked Hannibal, "Why do you say that about yourself?" What did I say about myself? That was what did I say? Did I say something about myself?
Who know?
I
You
was,
always say something. Who
I
knows?
say
Man?
all
It's
types of
funny.
things. Listen, I mean, don't take everything I say seriously. I'm very vain. Oh,
Oh,
about me
in the
being
beginning,
ugly.
you said, "Oh, I'm looking crazy. I don't look good."
I do.
Usually,
I
I
am.
look good.
I am
So
looking crazy. I
that's probably
am.
what you
But I
saw.
have high standards on the medium look that I have for myself. Um, but it's always good to have some self awareness, but also you still need to be confident. So I don't worry. At times I'm too confident. I ask my wife. Sometimes she's like, "Hey, listen, you're not what you think you are." She said that to me, and
It's
it's
funny
fine.
you said it. My girl asked me the other day. She's on this like fitness kick. She's trying to like lose a little bit of weight and do
Yeah,
this and do that, which is hey, good for her, right? And she's like, "How do you feel about yourself?" And like, what would you change? And da da da. And I'm like, let me see. And it's definitely things that everybody has their insecurities about this or about that. But I
yeah,
said generally I feel pretty good. Like I feel good in my skin, you know what I'm saying? And like I feel all right. And she looked at me and she like looked me up and down, like she was depressed and disappointed that I like felt good about myself. I was like, what do you want me to say like that? So I don't know. It was kind of funny, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
Speaking about looking fat. So during the weekend, actually I saw the movies. I went to see Mario. Good movie. I liked it. I know you're not a video gamer because we talked about it beforehand. You don't play any games. You're just out there slanging and banging, hanging out with the cool kids,
Mhm.
and the nerds like myself played Mario. I mean, the first game, probably one of the first games I ever played, was Mario on the Nintendo NES, which is basically 40 years ago at this point.
No, I
It
had
came out
the
in the
Super
80s.
Nintendo. I got a Super Nintendo when I was maybe 10, but like I played it and it had the Duck Hunt and the Super Mario 1 or 2 or whatever. It was cool, but like I just wasn't like always playing it a
Not the
lot.
Super Nintendo. You played the NES,
The Nintendo, yes,
the
the regular
Nintendo.
Nintendo with
Yes.
a
Oh,
Duck
so we had
Hunt,
the same.
like the Duck Hunt, the
Yes,
Super Mario combo. That's the
absolutely.
one I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that as well. So, it's definitely a children's movie, and they did change some things, but it had to change because when you play Mario, there isn't a real story. The story is pretty basic. Some Koopa or some kind of turtle, some evil turtle, grabs the princess, runs to a different castle. He has to go rescue her. There's no story. That's it.
Right.
It's platformer. It's really about your skills and how to get to the next level. But for them, they actually involved a story, and they kind of came together. And the only reason I want to bring it up because when you go online and you see how popular the movie made money, like
It's number
bank.
one. It's number one in the world right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
I feel like it
multiple
is. Yeah.
countries. It's just printing money, and everyone. That's the thing too. I don't like being a conservative or liberal because they think that there's a battle and everyone has to win some point. So
Well, there is a
because
battle, but you're right.
it is a
There's a
battle,
battle.
but
There's
I
a
don't want to
battle.
be part
There's a
of yeah.
battle. Yeah.
So conservatives are like, oh, the reason why it's successful because it's anti woke and
Oh
they
God.
blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there thinking like, if you watch the movie, Peach is the princess, extremely strong character, actually stronger than the video games would. Basically, how the video games were. The video games,
Yeah.
she's a damsel in distress.
Right.
Help me, Mario, and she didn't fight. In this movie, she's kicking people's asses. She's basically telling Mario, "You gotta get your shit together. You gotta get better if you want to help." Like she was very strong. So I don't know how that's anti woke. I think it's just they made a good movie. They didn't care about any of this shit. They're just like, let's make a good movie, and that's
Well,
what it
I
was.
think you know why I think some of the conservatives might be saying the praise of it is because isn't Chris Pratt the voice of one of the characters, Mario?
Yeah,
And
John.
Chris Pratt is very like right, very conservative, anti
Yeah,
woke. He's very like he's so like the conservatives love Chris Pratt because he speaks to the things that they like. Interesting view. I didn't think. I mean, I probably won't watch the movie. That's just me.
it's if you got kids.
But
If you don't have kids, I doubt you would go and pay unless you're into video games. Not into because also some people are complaining that they changed that part and it didn't remind them of Mario because Peach is not strong to fight Bowser by herself because it wouldn't make any sense why Mario's there to rescue her if she's kicking. She's a very strong character. But the voices were good. Chris Pratt was good. It wasn't overly. They had the Italian kind of little hints. They didn't want to make it too like a stereotype of an
Yeah.
Italian plumber.
Didn't they?
Only
Wasn't
some parts.
there John Leguizamo and Bob
Yes,
something? There was a real life Mario Bros back in
I've
like the 90s, right?
I've seen that movie way more times than I should have been.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
like
no.
one of those cult bad
Yeah.
movies. Like it's not good. It doesn't like in terms of Mario. I don't know what the hell they thought and envisioned. It was
Yeah.
very bizarre, but I've watched it so many times.
I don't know if I've watched it all the way. I'm a huge John Leguizamo fan. He's got this special coming out, I think, on HBO. Anyways, huge John Leguizamo fan, but I remember seeing snippets of it. But I don't think I've watched the whole thing as a kid, so I don't know if it's good or bad. But
he makes jokes about it. I remember a few stand-ups.
Does it? Yeah.
Like it's not a good movie. He knew it was like everyone knows it's bad. But he was upset because he's saying there wasn't enough diversity with the cast. Whatever you want, they did. It's interesting they even put Chris Pratt. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna go check out Chris Pratt. Like, no, I'm not a huge Chris Pratt. Like, he's cool. He's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, Jurassic Park movies weren't good that he did, but for him, he's not the star of the movie. The star of the movie is Bowser, played by Jack Black. Super.
Oh, Jack Black's in it. I love Jack Black.
He's Bowser. He's the villain.
Then I might have to see it. I'm a big Jack Black fan.
Yeah, he did. He did his singing. He was funny, but super aggressive.
Yeah.
But also like funny at the same time. Like he had a great blend. So he was the star of the show.
Okay, interesting.
Other characters was there too, but I would definitely recommend checking it out if you have kids. At this point, I think everyone already seen the movie, but I think you definitely need to check it out.
Interesting.
But what I was saying, oh yeah. Another thing I went to, I think I went on Friday or Saturday. I went to the New York Auto Show in the Jacob Javits Center that's in Manhattan. And I'm taking pictures of certain things, looking for cargo vans. It's like, oh, cargo van. That's a little joke. But so I'm like, hey, Carl, take a picture here. Taking pictures of me sitting down doing, looking
like a big baller. I saw the one picture you put up on the post. I was like, damn, Hannibal's looking like a G and whatever car that was. I don't know what it was.
Those are some kind of pickup truck.
Yeah.
I'm not into cars. Listen, I like cars, but I'm not into cars.
Me neither. Yeah.
I could appreciate everything that takes to build the car or the features, but I'm just looking at shiny shit, looking at the screens, looking at cars I can't afford. Everyone is in this EV stuff. It's all electric vehicle, everything, and I don't want, I thought I wanted one. I don't want an electric vehicle anymore.
Why not?
Because I don't want to get stuck and not be able to charge the damn thing. My cousin bought a car from Carvana, which was her first mistake. Bought a a Volt? Chevy Volt, I think that's what it's called.
Chevy Volt, it's a kind of smaller car. Yeah.
Yeah, smaller car. She bought it, took it home, charged it. The car won't last 10 miles.
What? Well, there's an issue with it. It's supposed to.
It was more Carvana issue, but because Carvana is a failing company. But like, I don't want to get stuck with not able to charge. Like, sorry, I'm going to keep it old school. I want to put gas in this damn thing and move because the idea of finding chargers. Yeah. The charger's not very close to me. I don't know how close. If you had a EV.
That charging station is very close in St. Louis.
So it'd be work.
I probably see a charging station every day when I'm out and about, and they're in random spots. But yeah, it would be very convenient for me. I don't know if I would ever go EV. I'm not against it. I'm not looking to purchase one necessarily, but if the right car happened, or if it, I would be fine with it. I definitely feel like there's benefits. I mean, I see a lot of EV out there. So in terms of like the amount of issues there might be with EV, I mean, we can say the same about regular cars. Transmission goes out, this happens, things happen. But I'm not like looking to buy EV necessarily. Yeah, I don't mind the gasoline going to the pump. I'm good with it.
It works for
prices, me. Not a big deal for me at least, but I'm good with it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool just to look at it. My son kept saying, "Oh, you're gonna buy a pickup truck? You're gonna buy some cars?" I'm like, "Hey, son, we're just looking. We're not buying any cars right now. This is not the market. I'm waiting for the market to completely crash, and then I'll jump in to get a car." But so I'm not a big car guy, but I do appreciate like how nice some of these cars are and all the features, and you can see how people are excited just to go in and out. That's the one thing too about the auto show that's amazing. That's nice. You get to step into cars. All the car, well, not all of them. BMW did not let you in that car.
No,
don't try to. You see a G-Wagon.
Yeah,
you ain't getting in a G-Wagon. Mercedes, Lexus, No, you just look. They have it all fenced up for you. Like you can't even touch the damn thing. But if you had a chance to buy another car right now, what would you purchase?
I would get my next vehicle purchase will be some type of SUV when the prices are right and I have the appropriate funds. There is a car for sale I actually looked at last Monday. It's a young lady that lives up the street. Me and the family saw it, and for sale sign. It's a Honda CRV. It's got a little more miles on it than I like, but it kind of fits the bill for what the girlfriend would need. So thinking about maybe getting that. They're asking a little bit too much for it, but I'm trying to see if I can get her to come down. But I want an SUV. I want an SUV. I want a Suburban, a Tahoe. I want
utility. You want something to
SUV,
get to one place to the next, putting all your shit in and be comfortable.
Being very comfortable in it, and that's the next purchase for me.
And you get older when you get. I don't know. I was excited. Any kind of SUV with like third row seats type.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
love it.
This is fancy with the automated back with the doors able. You just wave a hand like this. But when you're 20s, you looking for a 2-door speed demon, and I guess I never was in that mode. But I want to get something that's functional. But the EV, I don't know. Hector says EV is not worth it. Hybrid is the way to go. That makes sense. Kevin Anderson, our favorite guy here. Would you DoorDash and Tesla? People do that. I would not. I would not do food delivery. Rideshare, if I had rideshare, obviously, because it's more of a fancy but it's food delivery in it. Nah. At that point, if I had a Tesla, hopefully I'm in a position where I'm not delivering food.
Well, if you have a Tesla, you're probably in a position to where your income, a good amount of your income, probably isn't coming from doing food delivery, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's rideshare, but that's still very rare. But I guess it depends. There's different models of Teslas. Maybe it's a used one. You get a decent deal on it. I mean, I wouldn't be against that. I mean, I think, obviously your fuel cost is going to be down. And in a city like St. Louis, I could charge that thing every day very conveniently between lunch and dinner. Like it'd be very easy actually for me.
Rideshare is amazing with it. There's actually a company in New York City. It's a rideshare company called Revel, Revel. It's all Teslas. And the drivers, I'm gonna look into this more. I think it's a W-2 job. They get paid $20-something an hour. You drive it. That's not your car, and you just you do rides all day. And I'm thinking, is that a better deal than purchasing a car, have all the insurance, all that stuff? But I got to look more into it to see if they're paying insurance, or if you're an employee, this is a company car, they pay the insurance.
Well, if you're an employee, I would think they would. Yeah,
you probably got to take all the rides, obviously, but that may be a more stressless experience where you're driving. It's not your car. It's a Tesla. You don't have to worry about the gas or anything, and you're making $20-some an hour. I'm assuming people tip. You get the tips. Garden State also is correct. They also have scooters and mopeds you can rent. So this company is doing pretty well in New York City. And also, I'm assuming the riders have cheaper fares because it's an EV vehicle. So, rideshare definitely. If my car breaks down, it's possible. It's a Jeep Liberty 2010. If it fails, I am going just to buy a scooter. I'm gonna buy a moped. And that's me. Hopefully, I don't destroy myself. I won't be doing as much. I will still do my regular thing. But I'm not buying a car right now. The car market is still too expensive. I want a car, but I'm not ready. I'll wait. That's how I'm.
Yeah, and there's some comments saying the Honda CRV, a really good car, Pedro, one of the best Honda. A lot of people love it. It's clean. It's just got a lot of miles on it, but it's clean. It probably needs a little bit of strut work, I think. I don't know. I might next week. I might purchase this automobile. If I can get her down another $500, I probably will buy it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
That's why it's awesome to have, or at least to know so many people in the gig community, because it's all about cars. So you're talking to real men and at this point, real women that know about cars more than I do, because I don't know a damn thing. So when I say, okay, what car company should I avoid? Everyone knows. Everyone just jumps to a bunch of like they let me know. But I know like Honda, Toyota, good.
Those are good.
But
Yeah.
but I heard Ford. Well, Ford is terrible. I'll give you right
See,
now.
that's funny
I
because I have a Ford Escape 2016, and I've put 110,000 miles on that car in the last 3 years. And I've driven all over the place, right? East Coast, West Coast, South. I've been Northern Michigan, all over, right? And my car's treated me very well. So maybe I've just been lucky, knock on some wood, but
Yeah,
I
knock on
mean,
some wood. Yeah, I had
yeah.
terrible experiences with Ford. I have a Ford Fiesta, and then when at work we had a Ford Transit.
Mm.
Terrible fucking van. It was so bad. So many problems. Maybe problem is the owner got swindled. She got jacked. They probably had that van sitting there waiting for a rube that she just she didn't know about cars and they brought it to us and we just had problems forever. So it depends on what you get. But yeah, good. It's a good thing just to look at some cars. Kind of like, okay, I get my stuff together, save some money. But it's also there's a lot of people who don't have to worry about cars. They have millions and millions of dollars. Before I jump into the NBA stuff,
Yeah,
I want to talk about Jalen Hurts real quick and the bag that he secured.
love it.
Today.
Love it.
Listen. I didn't know Philadelphia Eagles threw money like that around. Maybe they do. I guess they do. Let me look pop right here. 5 years, $255 million, $180 million guaranteed. This is the highest paid player in NFL history.
No. Hold on. I thought Patrick Mahomes got more than that. I'm confused.
Patrick Mahomes got a real, I would say, team-friendly deal. It's like 10 years. Which is kind of stretched out. First of all, I'm sure Patrick is probably going to be taken care of.
Maybe the guaranteed money's the
for
most.
5 years, though. 5 years bulk. Yeah, he's the highest paid.
No, listen. I mean, that's great. I think it's smart. Okay, he's young, so 5 years. I mean, he should still be good in 5 years, right? It's not like a crazy amount of years. I mean, he's gotten better. He had a great year last year. I mean, and he balled out in the Super Bowl. We forget how good he was in that Super Bowl. He did everything.
I would say if he didn't fumble one bad fumble, I think that those kind of plays, especially in a Super Bowl, flipped the whole script. But
he still played very, very, very well. Yeah. If they would have won and they could have won, he would have been the MVP. And I mean, listen, I think it's well deserved. He's a great leader for that team as well. You're getting a good dude. Right?
It's hard to not like him. Yeah. I want to not like him.
Well, sure, you're a Giants fan.
But he's such a nice guy. Like, he says nothing wrong.
I like it.
So yeah, he definitely deserves that. But we think about going back to Lamar Jackson, man. Like what
Lamar screwed up. I think if Lamar could go back about a year and a half, I think he would handle things differently. Lamar Jackson's not getting 255 5 years, and he's a former MVP, but he's not getting that money because of his history of health, and so I think he screwed up. He's going to get money, he's going to get paid, but it could be like a 1-year deal kind of deal. I don't know, and who knows where he's going to go. I can't see him being with the Ravens. So,
Kevin said it. No one's getting Deshaun Watson's guaranteed contract, and I think that was the thing the crutch that got him stuck. Where he's like, I am better than him. I accomplished more than him. He got that there. Why I can't get that?
Yeah.
And to tell someone, well, you're crazy, like, to me, that would be common sense. Like, I should be able to get that. He able to get it. Like, what happened? But it's a different market.
It is.
The Browns were desperate. And the Ravens are not. They're just notorious for not spending that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is Lamar? Lamar's not getting 100. Like I said, he's not getting that. Even with the guaranteed, because that's not all guaranteed, right? 180 guaranteed.
Yeah. I don't know what Lamar's going to get, but it ain't going to be what Jalen got. It's not going to be what Deshaun got, Mahomes, Josh Allen. He's not. He's the former MVP, but we have to realize maybe that was just that 1 year. I don't know. He's not. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. Hasn't gotten a team to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts got his team to the Super Bowl, and he played well. So you're gonna say, okay, you know what? This guy could probably get us back there again and maybe win one. So let's pay him. Let's do 5-year run. Let's see if we can't win Super Bowl. Right? The Ravens aren't to me, they're not a team that has enough to go to the Super Bowl and do all that. And
They
so
got
I think,
OBJ, homie.
yeah, OBJ, okay, that's fine. But I mean, I just don't. I feel like if he can go back in time, he would have handled it differently, had proper representation. I think he
Yeah,
cost
that's
himself. He might have cost himself upwards to $100 million. Hannibal, he legit. He might have cost himself about that amount of money, and that's crazy to me.
get an agent. Kevin says was hurting. He doesn't get an agent. I know we think that we can do things. There's certain skills that you don't have because we don't have all the skills. If you are a professional athlete, you don't have the skills of an agent. You don't have the time. You're trying to play You're trying to play ball. Well, you don't have time for that. Hold on a second. There's an argument in the comments about Daniel Jones. Nova, do not be saying any disparaging things about Daniel Jones. And OBJ has no ACLs. What is ACL? Does he need it? Got the hair,
I think he might need it.
Hold on a second. If OBJ, if he didn't get injured, he would have been MVP of the Super Bowl.
Maybe
right?
he was off to he was off to a start. Maybe we don't know how the rest of the
balling.
game would have went. We don't know.
He was balling. He was balling. They couldn't stop him. Anyway, shout out to OBJ. He be getting the baddies too, man. You can't just.
Well, he's living the proper life. He's all right. OBJ's fine. He don't need an ACL. He's all right.
No, he don't need an ACL for kind of baddies he be pulling. So don't disrespect Nova. Nova. Congratulations, finally. No more Daniel Snyder. He finally sold the team.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
$1 billion.
The Commanders got sold for $6 billion.
$6 billion.
I can't. This is just crazy, man.
Anyone could be brought because I think Daniel never wanted to sell the team. $6 billion. I think Magic Johnson is a part of the ownership team.
Oh, so it's like a whole bunch of people. It's not just one or two.
Who has $6 billion on their shit? Like,
I mean, Jeff Bezos to the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work out. Yeah, the which is a weird thing. So the part of an ownership group, the 76ers is a part of that, the owner. But isn't that weird? Like, why would you want to own the? Again, it's different sports, but
it's a business. It's a different sport, and it's straight. Some of these people are looking at straight business move. They're not necessarily like a Mark Cuban or the guy that bought the Mets, or like it's just straight business. I want to have a 5 or 10% ownership stake in this team, whatever. They're looking at it like, okay, this investment of $1 billion is going to make me another $1 billion 20 years from now. Like, that's how they look at it. So it's.
I feel you. It's just I would, even as an owner, if I own a business. In terms of franchises and something as passionate as sports, I would not want to grab again, that's probably the only team that was available. So I understand that too. I mean, I don't know how many other teams are being sold. To take that one, knowing that how much we all hate each other up here in the Northeast, it's cool. I mean, Daniel Snyder was the worst owner ever. I think I would say that. He's up there. He's one of the worst. It's him. The guy for the Knicks, Dolan, and that guy that was in the Clippers for a while, but then he left.
Sterling. Oh, Sterling
was cheap and obviously racist.
That guy. Those video recordings of him talking to his girlfriend. Don't embarrass me with the black guys and like, wow. But you know what though? It's like it was cringy, but like that's common.
That's him.
That's just common. That's just
he just got caught. We say
all.
outrageous, stupid things all the time.
All the time.
Thing that we don't get recorded. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I know the Commanders fans are gotta be happy. He was a bad owner. He tried. He just got in the way. I just felt like it was negative energy. So hopefully.
Well, let's see. I mean, I think right now the Commanders are probably on a trajectory to win a Super Bowl, maybe in the next 20 or 30 years. So right now, with new ownership, maybe it's the next 15 or 20. So Nova, you'll still be around by the time.
Nova and other Commanders fans, they could throw in your face how many Super Bowls.
What the Commanders are going to need, they're going to need like that Manning kid. What's his name? The Archie Manning, not Archie.
Arch,
the guy that's going to go. They're going to need a Manning type of somebody to come and save that franchise. Otherwise, the Commanders, I mean, they got no.
Everything changes with a quarterback. Everything. Sure. Look at Jalen Hurts. You just get a quarterback, and all of a sudden things open up. So, especially with the Knicks team being bad, but actually,
let's talk about
it. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the NBA, man. Woo,
All
the
right,
Knicks,
so
Jalen Brunson. Listen, I want you to start this off because obviously the Knicks had a great weekend. Jalen Brunson is him. What a fantastic year. Just give me your thoughts. How you feeling right now about the
I
Knicks?
was watching that game, and it was one point where Jalen was just basically carrying the team. He was able to infiltrate the whole, and it just looked he was over. There was sometimes we a little bit out of control, not even out of control. I think they realized the Cavs like, okay, you gotta stop this one guy. So this time that he was getting locked up, but he's just a cool dude, man. He don't seem to get too rattled at all, and when he's watching that, you just see Dallas news and Dallas sports fans just
Yeah.
look sad and like this is the guy you let go. You let this
Mhm.
guy go,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't appreciate it. Again, we had this show. We just laughed about they paid this guy named Jalen Brunson $100 million,
Yeah.
and now you realize he was underpaid. He's underpaid,
Maybe. Yeah. I
and
mean, yeah.
I'm you if to do that performance, you could command more money, right? And then Josh Hart with the 3-pointer because the Cavs are coming
Yeah.
back. Donovan Mitchell is
Donovan
a
Mitchell is,
beast, man.
dude.
He
Yeah,
don't give a
this
fuck.
series is gonna. I could see it going 7 games. I think this
Yeah.
could be I think it's gonna be close. Good series. I think there's a few series in the NBA. It's gonna be like that. I mean, listen. Let's just get into right
But
into. Listen.
the NBA playoffs so far have
Yeah,
been a 10.
they've
A
been good.
10.
Yep.
The late games, you tell me about them because they play them too fucking late, and I'm tired. I'm
Well, I
sleeping. So
know. Okay, so I know Philly just went up 2-0. So Brooklyn Nets have lost the first 2 games, and it is what
yeah,
it is.
they don't have the talent.
Brooklyn's playing. I mean, they're not.
Yeah,
They were in the game today. I saw a little bit of it.
yeah.
Denver did their thing last night. They're up 1-0. Listen, the Lakers look good.
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Let me show you this picture of the
listen,
Lakers real quick.
the
You can
Lakers,
talk. You can talk.
the Lakers. Austin Powers, white chocolate, whatever you want to call. Look at this kid.
White boy summer is officially a start.
LeBron James always has a white boy on his team and they ball out. Matthew Dellavedova,
I hated
Kevin
that guy.
Love,
Oh, he's
Kyle
annoying.
Korver. Listen, the Lakers look tough, man. If they get any kind of now, this guy's not going to play like that every game. But although he has been averaging,
He's
19
better.
points
Like
a
all
game,
those people that you mentioned, he's better
Yeah.
than all of them. He's better than them. all of them.
yeah, he's and he's
a
playing with a
star.
lot of confidence right now.
Yeah.
And AD, he gets hurt. I'm like, oh my god, here we go. But he
Of
comes back out.
course. Falls on his-
AD
yeah.
defensively, I don't know, 5-6 blocks, 5 steals. I mean, aggressive dunking. The Lakers are a problem. If they stay healthy, and I've been saying it, if AD can stay on the court, the Lakers will win a championship if he's healthy. Now, do I think he's going to stay healthy? Probably not.
That's the problem.
They got a bench, man. I mean, these guys. I mean, LeBron had a good stat line, but he was very just kind of passive in the fourth quarter because he's got other guys around him that can get their own shot. It's amazing. I mean, D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder's playing good. They got the Richard Hamajara, whatever his name is. Like, they got a lot of guys. A Vanderbilt kid playing good defense. John Moran, if he misses a game or two, Grizzlies got no
It's
chance.
over. It's
if
over.
John Moran doesn't play, they got zero.
And again, they
chance.
do
So,
play. They have won games without him.
sure.
Like they've gone
But
on
you
stretch
need
because he had some
him.
issues.
You need him to play. You need him
Yeah.
to win a playoff series and to get it to the finals. You're going to need John Moran. You're not going to
Yeah.
get to the finals without him. But Lakers look tough. Suns lost finally with Kevin Durant playing. Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers.
He
Listen,
looks unstoppable.
he looks
If he's
unstoppable.
gonna play like he played 4 or 6,
Crazy.
like then you can't stop him.
And I'll tell you what, Russell Westbrook getting offensive rebounds. I love. Listen, he gets a
Westbrook
lot of
didn't-
hate, but he
How
is
much-
playing. He is playing aggressive. He's
How
playing
many
with a lot
shots?
of
How many
energy.
shots he made? He took like 3 and 19.
Doesn't
Listen.
matter. He's in the fourth quarter. He's getting offensive rebounds. He's blocking Devin Booker. Listen, the Clippers are a problem too. I mean, this is going to be a good NBA, especially in the West Coast, man. The Western Conference looks stacked. It's crazy.
Yeah, look, it's going to be amazing. Right now, the Warriors are playing the Kings, so we'll be checking that out. That was a good game too, man.
The Kings, yeah. I didn't watch that, but I saw the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, Fox, man. It's awesome for the playoffs because you start to see players that you either didn't get a chance to watch during the season or weren't paying attention. You're like, who the hell is this? Oh, this is Fox. Dude. He's been balling for a minute. And the Kings, to a point, people apologizing. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for talking shit about the Kings. Oh,
Yeah.
they're actually legit. Um, Draymond was already talking nonsense about, yeah, we can't get, Fox to score, but we can't get what's the other dude that balled out 200 teams. They both can't do that. They both can't score. But yeah, we can't have Monk. Monk can't. Let's see, Monk can do that, today. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right now,
Listen, I would tell you the Warriors are going to win tonight's game. Steph Curry's going to go off, and that's going to be that. The series will be tied up. I think.
So you still think Warriors in the past?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a hard fought one. Yeah, like I said, the Nets lost, and they're doing the best they can. It is what it is. But going back to the Clippers and the Suns, I still see the Suns should be able to pull out, but if Kawhi Leonard plays as strong as he plays, then it's gonna be a problem. But I still feel like the Suns, without, again, they don't have Paul George. The Suns should pull out this. They should. I just don't know.
I mean, I think the Suns, Kevin Durant played really, really well, but I mean, I think Chris Paul had a very pedestrian game. Booker played well enough, but I mean, the Suns defensively, I don't know, man. Kawhi Leonard, they got nobody that can guard Kawhi. Kawhi went off for 38. The Suns don't rebound very well, so it's going to be an interesting series. That one's going to be that could go 6 or 7 games too. I think there's a lot of playoff matchups that can go 6 or 7 games and be very close knit series in the first round. I mean, think about Miami. Giannis goes out. Miami steals game 1. They're an 8 seed playing a 1 seed. Giannis gets hurt. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, when I saw him fall on his back, I thought he.
Hannibal,
Wait.
hold up. I think check your mic. We got static.
Static. You know what? Let me change it. It could be
Hold on.
wireless. I will play it through my. Shoot. All right.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the water stuff is still a little all over the place, but I'm talking through the what do you call it? The laptop.
No, that's way better. We're good.
Yeah. So I saw him fall, and I thought, man, that's crazy. But then before that, Tyler Hero breaks his damn hand. I'm like, what is going on here? So I still don't know who's gonna pull out of that, because Tyler Hero is a lot of their offense.
Yeah, he's a 3-point shot guy, and but Jimmy Butler makes that whole team go. Jimmy Butler is that whole offense, at least offensively and a lot of times defensively. So Miami Heat is a team that the Bucks did not want to see in the first round, and if Bucks don't have a healthy Giannis, that could be dangerous. Miami Heat can be very dangerous. Well coached. They've been in the finals a couple years ago. Jimmy Butler is tough, always plays up in the playoffs. So each of these series, man, with the exception of the Sixers versus the Nets, I mean, I think that could go in 4 or 5. I think all these other ones could be 6 or 7 game series, possibly. So
yeah. Hector said something really profound. He said, "This is the best NBA playoffs I've ever seen." The reason why, because it's never been this wide open.
It's a little early. I mean, we've only had a few games, but it's very wide open. That's a really good point, Hector. It's very wide open.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've already said all my picks are wrong, so I need to stop making picks. Because I said, I said the Grizzlies are pretty strong. They don't look good now, mostly for injury purposes, but that doesn't look well. The Suns didn't impress me the way I thought they would. So who knows? So like the Knicks fans are really excited.
Yeah.
Because if when Giannis is down, and I don't trust the 76ers, I'm sure you don't either.
No. Celtics. Right now, the Celtics are the favorite. So as of this morning, because the Suns lost, the Suns were the favorite. As of this morning, after the Suns lost, the Celtics are now the favorite to win the NBA championship. If you go to the betting sports books and all that, the Vegas line. Yeah. So we can't forget about the Celtics. I mean, we can't forget about them. They blew out the Hawks. They were up 30 points at the half.
Yeah, that was that was embarrassing. Like, so that game, that series is not going to be all that entertaining. So like if something doesn't happen to Tatum, at this point, who knows? Hopefully, doesn't get kidnapped or some kind of Celtic pride. I mean, shout out to that movie, Celtic Pride. With was that Damon Wayans? I think it was Damon Wayans.
The movie that was Damon Wayans. Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe so. I
he was like
believe
a
so.
play. He was like a
Yeah,
really good
yeah,
player from the. I think it was from the Utah Jazz. So it was in the NBA Finals,
yeah.
and Daniel Stern and Dan Aykroyd kidnapped him so they win the game. That's pretty funny. I mean,
Listen, shout out to the Waynes family. Is that one of the most talented families ever?
oh yeah, absolutely. I was
Think about
watching some
all the comedians in that family. It's crazy. And in the show they had, I mean, that the In Living Color, and that sparked all kinds of people's careers.
Jim
I
Carrey.
mean, Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey owes. He said he owes his career to them
Yeah,
because he didn't get a shot until he got on that show. I was
yeah.
watching old episodes of Living Color with Damon Wayans, where he's a bum and he's
Hmm.
doing this old house, and but he's hanging on a cardboard box, and he does this thing that's so gross. But he needs a adhesive to connect the cardboard box together, so he picks his nose. It's so gross. Like it's not real, but it cringes the fuck out of me. He is so funny. Like
Listen, that family. There's Marlon Wayans has a comedy special that's kind of
really good.
recent, and it's
Yeah,
very good.
yeah. He goes in on
Um,
the Jada and
yeah,
Will
I mean,
Smith.
and he's probably one of the more underrated Wayans brothers. But I mean,
Who
yeah,
do you
that
think is the
family.
funniest one to you?
You think he is?
No, I'm saying who do you think is the funniest?
Oh, man, that's a good question. Probably Damon, I guess. Probably I'd have to go
Okay,
Damon. I would
same
probably
with
have
me.
to go Damon right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
overall for the career, yeah, I'd
yeah.
probably go Damon. Kim
I mean,
Wayans, the sister's
she
hilarious
was
too.
funny too. Yeah,
So
yeah. I think Damon and Marlon's up there. He's up there, but yeah, I think he's the funniest guy. All the characters he did. Shout out to Mo
yeah,
Money. If you guys haven't watched Mo Money, watch that movie. It's a nice, good, easy 90s movie.
yeah.
Had that pretty girl in there before she went crazy. What's her name?
I
She was in
forget.
Clueless.
Oh, Stacey Dash.
Oh, she
I
was
don't care if she's crazy. That's Stacey Dash, bro. I
right.
don't, I'm
And
good.
she has
I'm fine.
green eyes. That's her legit
I
icon.
don't care if they're
Uh,
yellow. I don't care. She's an attractive lady.
she was at her height of her powers. I always say.
She is
Uh,
crazy though. She is crazy though.
yeah, I think she
Yeah.
calmed down. I think she was just conservative, and people think that's bad. Like whatever.
Well,
Just
I think sometimes I think that when a black person's conservative and they have an opinion, people lose their shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like you see it
yeah,
with people. It's like why are you saying these things? You're supposed to, and like it doesn't make a lot of sense. You should be able to feel how you feel. But sometimes when she has said some outlandish things. She was like Candace Owens before Candace Owens in some regards. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. She
But
was trying.
probably not as like well read as Candace Owens probably. But
Probably
she would
not.
say
Yeah,
things that were like on par with that.
because I think the problem is social media kind of steers you into wow, people really love me when I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
So let me double, triple down because that's everyone tells you that if you're trying to build something, whatever they like, you see the numbers, double down on it. But the problem is that do
Hmm.
you really believe that? Are you really following that? And I don't know if you're not really. I don't know if you really check out a lot of the what you call it manosphere, the red pill
Hmm.
dating stuff,
I've
where
seen
there's
some
like
things, but not a lot.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah. So there is a YouTube channel called Just Pearly Things.
Hmm.
She blew up basically kind of after the Kevin Samuels has passed
Oh, I
away
know the
and people
Pearl. I know her. I know who that is. She's a white woman, right? She's a white,
white
like
woman,
redhead. Yeah, I know Pearl. Yep.
redhead,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and she got like over 1 million subscribers. People love the content,
Yeah.
and then you start to realize that some parts of her past have popped up
Mm.
where her best friends are talking about. I don't think she believes anything she's saying. She's
Mm.
doing it for the money,
Mm.
and also some common sense stuff like her content is about basically saying women need to get themselves together if they
Yeah.
want a
I mean,
husband, right?
she's like very like we need men. Like men do a lot. Like she's
Yeah,
very like women should do this and kind of conform and understand what men really have to go through.
right.
And she's like, and a lot
Yeah,
of women hear that and they're like, oh my god, this is the worst ever. And like,
yeah. It's
that's
always
what I see
extremes
from
that
her.
people get. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one person called her the female Andrew Tate. I'm like,
I don't know
she.
about
I don't
that.
think she went. She's been. She'll go after some women. Some people think she goes after minority women. Heavy.
Mm.
It's all the same to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you hear from her friends, and she's like, yeah, yeah, she's not successful in relationships. She's not married. How,
Yeah, it's always funny when it's
can you
always
be
funny giving
married?
advice and
Yeah, I was
giving
gonna say that.
advice, and you're saying, "Well, you should do this to please a man," and these fucking bitches ain't got no man. Like, really? Like it's like taking financial advice from a broke dude. It's like
Yeah,
taking weight loss advice from somebody that's fat. Like, it doesn't
yeah.
make any logical sense, right?
No,
So
you
that's a
gotta
little
show it.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, show the
you got to show
example.
it. You got to show the example, or you have to lead by example. But I don't really. I've seen her like on TikTok and things, and sometimes I think, if I'm being honest, sometimes I think she says things that make sense. You know,
Yeah,
like she takes the emotion out of it and just say, "Well, these are the facts." And I appreciate people that can do that. But then there are times when they're very like too black and white, and they don't deal in the reality of the world, right?
yeah,
And other people's perspectives. So that's where I have an issue with some with characters. I think some of them, like you're pointing out, they're playing a character. They're understanding. You know what? Okay, and what's really popular right now is, I feel like it's either like there's this word people use, woke. And I always
right.
hate when people say it, but like, I'm
Yeah,
saying it to for effect, right?
yeah,
But like, either you're like woke, 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 and you're like extreme to this side, and that could be very popular, and there's views for that. And then, or you're against the woke, like so much, like, no, 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 this is crazy. And then people love that as well. So I think
yeah,
people, they just pick a side. And then if they're oracally okay and they have a decent personality, or if if they pick a side and they're also kind of attractive, people will follow that. So I think it's really not that it's easy to like be popular nowadays, but I think if you, it's made easier if you go really like extreme. Andrew Tate's done that, right? And he's
yeah,
extremely popular. He's one of the most popular people in the world, right?
yeah.
As far as
Absolutely.
social media goes, right? So I feel like, you got the people like the Shapiros and the Matt Walshes, and you got, so these guys just they say crazy things, right? But they go extreme, and people like that. So
Yeah, the extreme portion of it is what I don't like. I think the character, everyone's a character. No one is really themselves, you know. So like, you get to a point where like, oh, so you have no other thoughts? I know you
yeah.
do, and I don't think you really. I don't think most of us live in a world where everything is black and white. But if you ever, I think the thing is they don't want to, I guess, mess up their fan base or their group by saying something that would give them, I guess, people will turn against them. So
Mm.
they don't. So they'll just pump the same stuff and get people all furthered and mad and upset each other.
Yep.
And I just feel like that just doesn't make any sense to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know
The
why.
the one thing that's ironic to me, and I think I like to bring it up because I don't know, it's just, I see things, I see a lot of things, and it's like, man, that's crazy. And sometimes I think it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But like, it's like we have this like wokeness, and people are mad about we're too woke, and whatever, believe what you want. I could care less. But
Yeah,
you have like this cancel culture, which I don't believe in cancel culture, right? I think if you do things bad, you should be held accountable. But like, we have gone a little far sometimes, right? It's a little crazy. But like, I feel like, we have all this like Bud Light, people are canceling Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light, and it's like, the same people that don't like cancel culture are canceling companies and people. So like,
yeah,
the hypocrisy with it all is very comical to me. And
yeah,
it's almost become very like political. And it's like, you never know. Like, I bring it up because you never know what's real. People are playing characters on the internet
yeah,
and on the
yeah.
news. They're playing a character to get attention. And
Absolutely.
it's very sad.
Yeah,
It's very sad.
yeah. And it's interesting. We even had a conversation about the Bud Light situation. Like, I don't drink Bud Light, but I'll drink anything. Give me a beer, I'll drink it. Give me a shot or whatever, I'll drink
Well,
it. So I'm not.
The
Yeah.
Modelo that you're drinking is a subsidiary of InBev, I believe. So the
Okay. So
Modelo, that is an Anheuser-Busch company.
I'm
So
participating in the
you're
culture.
supporting the LGBTQ community.
But I would say that was not a good marketing decision. I don't know in that meeting, or someone brought this up, and how anyone thought that was a good idea. Like,
I
I don't understand. Like,
I would have to extremely disagree with you, and I'm going to tell you why.
oh, tell me about it.
I think if you look at the stack prices and this and that, they were up a little bit, and they're down like 0.66 percentage, whatever. Listen, they're basically trading. They're looking in the future. I think this is, think about the billions of views that Bud Light has generated that they wouldn't have before. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I think what they're doing is they're trading the old customers and saying we want a new brand of consumer to
Right.
build our future because the sales have been down for Bud Light because Bud Light's a shit beer. It's just it doesn't taste good, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these like salt seltzers now and all these other craft beers that are taking the marketplace. So I think Bud Light actually was very smart. I think they're trading in what used to be a core demographic and they're saying, you know what, we're going to take a chance on the new generations, the millennials, the Gen Zs, or whatever they're called now. And those are going to be some of the, we want some of that market share, and that's going to be the future. And I think that I think it's going to serve them positive in the long run.
I have a question. Question was asked to me. Yeah, I just too lazy to take out the bag. I'm a slob. Any
No, he's old school. He's an old school 80s rapper drinking the Coke
listen.
45 out of the
Well, you
bag.
can't. When you yeah, when you get it out of the store, like you can't go out. In New York, you can't take a can and walk out the street. You can't do that.
Right, right,
You
right,
get in
right,
trouble.
right.
So I was just staying in the bag, and I just too lazy to take out the bag.
Hannibal's got a bag, and I'm drinking in a Yeti because I'm a douchebag. There you go. I'm a
Oh,
yuppie, and Hannibal's
oh,
drinking
look
out
at
of a bag.
you! Big fancy man over here. Got the Yeti. I know, yo, Yetis are not. They're high quality, but they're not cheap. I'll tell you that right
I
now.
didn't buy this. I would never buy this.
Oh,
This was purchased for me
you wouldn't
during the
buy a Yeti
holidays.
cooler?
No, they're
You should
like
get.
$1,000. They're like $1,000. You gotta
They're
take a
worth it,
mortgage
man.
out to get a Yeti cooler. What are you talking
Listen,
about?
listen. You need to get a sponsorship. Like,
I got
listen.
an igloo, bro. I'm good.
um, yeah. I mean, that's a big risk, Pedro. That's extremely big risk if that's
I
the
don't think it
plan.
is. I don't think it is. I
Because why
don't.
would young people drink something that tastes bad anyway? Like,
Because the young people, the ones that they are helping give light to, care about cultural things, societal things. They value that kind of stuff. And I believe these old guys and women, they're still gonna buy Bud Light. I think it's a very small amount of people that are like, oh my God, I'm not gonna no. And most of them aren't even educated enough to understand that Modelo, right, is part of the AB net. So they'll buy something else or they'll support Coors Light. And Coors Light has been part of the LGBT community forever, like sponsor, so it's really funny. Like I saw TikToks of like these grown men, they're so mad and they're like driving a Ford truck and they're drinking Coors Light and they got like Vans on and they got all this shit and they're like, I'm American, I'm not gonna drink this beer but like they're supporting these other companies. So like the logic is just so emotional and it's very laughable to me. And I think Bud Light's gonna come on top. It might be a couple years from now, it could be 10 years from now, but when you're a company that size, you can take a short-term risk or a short-term loss to gain in the long term. And I
right.
think that's what they're doing. And I think it's going to serve them well in the long run. That's my opinion.
Well,
I could be wrong, but that's my opinion
I
right
mean,
now.
I mean, we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, from what I see,
People
when I
still
look
drink.
at
People aren't going to stop drinking. So,
exactly, they own a lot of the marketplace. They have
yes.
multiple beers.
Yep.
I just didn't understand going in that direction. Like, you could find other young people, young influencers to find. And oh, Pedro's showing he's
Yeah.
drinking a hard iced tea. Very, very manly drink. He drinks some manly stuff.
Thank you. I listen, I am a man. I am secure in my manhood. I drink
I'm
what
a
tastes
man.
good. Listen, I brought
Um,
this at Aldi. It was a 12 pack for like $5.99. So,
oh
and I'll
shit.
never buy it again because it doesn't taste that good. But I bought it, so
You
I'm
got
okay.
you got to throw it in something else. Get some Tito's or some vodka in
Nah,
there.
I'm not going
No,
that hard. It's Monday. What are you talking about?
it's such
I'm
an
not. I'm
old.
not drinking Modelo out of a bag, Hannibal. Okay, I can't.
I had a long day. All my stuff is drenched in water.
Listen,
But
I actually respect you even more. Like the little bit of street cred you had, you just went up a little points because you're drinking out of a bag, bro. You're good.
listen, when it comes to alcohol, I'm a slob. But I am interested to see how it goes because I feel like it was a self error. I think it was unnecessary. I think there's
Mm,
other ways to get younger people to drink the bad beer or the cheap beer. I know, like, because young people do, young people drink cheap beer. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
what's the worst beer you ever had? What's the worst, like
Oh,
the
the
worst brand?
worst beer. Oh man,
PBRs.
I don't listen. Let me be quite honest with you. I don't want you to think I'm some beer snob. This is actually very cheap, right? But like
Okay.
I've drink PBR, I'll drink Bush
Yeah.
Apple, which is really really fantastic. Actually, it's a seasonal. But like I don't mind a cheap beer. I'm good with it. Pabst
Yeah.
Blue Ribbon PBR. What's the other one that's really? I used to drink Mickey's. back in the
Oh yeah,
day.
that's way. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when I was growing up and I didn't know any better, Mad Dog, the little malt liquor stuff, I'll drink all of it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think malt liquor is probably the worst
Malt liquor is probably the
tasting.
worst. Yeah,
Like you drink that because it's cheap, it'll get you there,
it'll
but
get you there
then
quick. Yeah.
what happens after that? That's your
In
problem.
St. Louis, like the popular drink here for like the old guys, they're just trying to get drunk real quick. They'll go to the convenience store, grab like 2 Bud Ices. They're like 8 9
No,
percent Bud
no.
Ices. They're like
Oh,
99 cents for 32 ounces. The Bud Ice will get you there
oh
real
yeah,
quick,
it's over. You
real
guys have
quick.
Cobra beer? I don't know if you guys have
I've
that.
heard of Cobra, but I don't feel like I've seen it in a long time.
They may not be around anymore. I remember like you saying you get those tall cans and they were so cheap that yeah, if you drink two or three, you're basically done. Like you don't need
Yeah,
no hard liquor, you're good to go. So we'll
yeah.
see, man. I am interested by your. That's a very bold strategy, right? I mean,
No,
I'll
it
at
is a
least say
bold
that.
strategy. It is a bold, but a company that size that has, and we got to remember, Anheuser-Busch sold to a company called InBev about 8 or 9 years ago, and it's a company out somewhere in Europe or Latin. It's not an American company, and
Yeah,
it's the biggest beer company in the world now after that buyout, right? And Anheuser-Busch is a locally. I live in St. Louis, so I know about AB, the history a little bit, and all that, the family and blah blah blah. But I think they're such a big company that, yeah, we hear people saying, oh, they're down a percentage or they've lost some market share. They went from $65 a share to 64 and a half. And because it's so big, that 50-cent decrease is a lot of money overall,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I feel like when you're a company that size, you can afford to take some risk because it's going to come, like, people are still going to drink. It's not, people will forget this stuff as well. And I think,
Oh yeah, we find something else to be mad about in a
yeah, it's
couple of
just,
days.
and it's just like all these people it's always these guys and they're so mad because the world is changing around them and it's not like it used to be. And they're so angry that other people have a voice now. And, it's just it's very comical to me. And the ignorance behind it is just really sad, but like Bud
Yeah,
Light's going to be fine. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like, you know, a big company like that, they understood the risk that they were taking, and they've gotten a lot of new publicity for it for free. They
yeah,
basically just said, here, we're going to do something for this influencer. We're going to put your face on a can that's not being sold in stores. That's what people forget. This can isn't being sold in stores. So when you buy a Bud Light, you're not seeing this guy or whatever,
no,
this woman. You're not
that would
seeing this
be
woman on the can. So it's a social
yeah.
media influencer.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
but
So
I think
you
the,
know
the trans debate is
that's why they're
beyond
mad.
Bud Light. It's
That
even
Yeah,
but it's beyond
it is.
it's a lot going on there, and we could definitely talk about that. If,
That's a
like look
saucy
at
one.
it.
Maybe we can
Yeah,
get into that on Wednesday a little bit.
if
Maybe
you want to, like Dwayne Wade and
we
how he's
can. We
handling it.
might get canceled. Who knows? But I
Yeah, I
mean,
think we probably have the same thoughts too in certain situations. But I think
yeah,
people right now are really attached to the identity to a group,
yeah,
and they will allow their group to go do wrong things or be hypocrites. But as long as they still go with my side, they still
yeah,
agree with my, I guess, core beliefs, and that's where the problems lie.
yeah,
That's for the issues.
yeah.
Kevin Anderson says drink steel reserve should be illegal. Yeah,
Ooh, I've had a steel reserve once, actually, Kevin. I've had a steel reserve. I remember it was like a raspberry or black cherry.
that doesn't sound
Man, I
good.
drank one of those. I was so drunk, like like I was
Yeah, that was
almost
good.
gone, and it did not taste good. But I bought
Yeah,
one.
we used to call it the thought drinks, we call the margarita, lime ritas, all
Yeah.
those
Oh, I like the lime
super
Ritas. I
sweet.
got no problem with the lime Ritas.
I'm
Yeah, I
sure
can drink those.
it
Yeah.
sounds like yeah, you look like a person that would be all
Yeah,
right.
I'm fine.
Uh,
Thanks. In my Yeti cup.
I never got into the full
Four
local thing.
Loco. I've had a
I
Four
never
Loco. Those
had.
will fuck you up, man. Those are
That is
evil.
probably illegal.
Yeah.
But they literally had to take some because they were dumping a bunch of shit in there. It wasn't good. Before we can head out, guys, let's talk about some music for once. Pedro, what have you been listening to? Have you listened to anything?
Man, I was doing the yard work, like I said, and listening to
Yeah,
music. I was listening to some Kendrick Lamar, some
yeah,
Kanye, this stuff I like, the classics, the things that get
yeah,
me kind of going. Nas.
yeah.
I haven't listened to I listened to an album I hadn't listened to in a while. I sent it to you this week. I forget the guy's name right now. Joyner Lucas. Is that his name?
Yeah, Johnny Lucas.
Yeah, Joyner Lucas. Yeah. ADHD album, which is a really good album in my opinion.
Yes.
I really like it.
Yeah.
So I listened to that. I hadn't listened to that in a couple years, but that was a good one. But I haven't listened to anything brand new. And since I guess when you gave me the suggestion for the R&B, the Music Soul Child, that was the last new thing I had listened to, and that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, same here. This weekend I was just, working. It was pretty busy, and I was actually listening to some Kid Cudi, man. I tell you, big fan of him.
Is he gonna come out with something new? Like, when was the last time he dropped an
Yeah,
album?
he dropped something. He dropped like a single recently, but
did he?
When you listen to a lot of the old stuff, man, like you've seen Kid Cudi sometimes. He looks a little weird. I mean, there's times where I've seen him. It looks like he's cross dressing. I mean,
I've seen him. I've seen him with a dress on the cover of a magazine. Yeah,
very interesting person, but musically, like, so when someone I think I was listening to the radio and someone said the biggest influence last 10 years, like what artist influenced the most people, and someone said Kid Cudi, and it's 100%.
I think it's him and Lil Wayne. I think it's him and
Lil Wayne, Kanye, obviously, because it was Kanye, and like a lot of Kanye sound probably was helped from Kid Cudi. Classic albums, man, and you can tell you talk about dealing with depression, dealing with suicide thoughts, like if there's no Travis Scott, if Kid Cudi wasn't
I feel like
Juice
Travis
WRLD,
has said that, Juice WRLD.
So like I was listening to a little bit of that. It's a good, especially like if you're you're thinking like I gotta get my stuff together. I think he's a fantastic listen. Who else I was listening to? I'm gonna check my phone real quick. Yeah, I was listening to Donda today. Kanye West is crazy, but goddamn it, the guy can make a good song.
I've been telling.
Life of Pablo, I was listening to that too. Like, damn.
Oh man, those two albums, man. Some people don't like them. I love Donda. You know this. I've talked about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's there's not a skip on that album.
Do you think it's because it's too religious? And I think our society's become more secular, so they're not really into the whole.
Maybe, but I'm not a religious guy.
Oh, you're not.
I'm not.
You feel it though, don't you feel it though? Like you.
I feel it in the words, but it's also relatable in other ways for me personally. The Donda album, just Kanye's a different cat, and it's definitely very.
Spiritual?
Definitely very spiritual. That album's very spiritual, and he's talking, but like, I don't know, man. The production, the words, the beats, the every song on that. I like every song on that album. So for me, I'm always going to be a Kanye West supporter, unless he does something really off the rails, and he's skating on thin ice here and there. But I'll still support his music at least. I don't have to support the other things. So
right now it's just his thoughts, his rambles. That's all it is. Hector is asking a question before we head out. Do you listen to salsa music?
Oh,
see,
man,
I didn't ask you that question. See,
not as much as I should. If I am around certain family members, it's always playing, and I love it. But I don't. It's not something I listen to on a weekly or monthly basis.
Blast that. That's
I'd rather listen to reggaeton than salsa. But I can listen to some Mark Anthony, some Hector Lavoe. But that's about where it stops. So.
I mean, I don't know any of those people you just said, but I love it when I.
You know who Mark Anthony is? He was married to J-Lo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he looks like Skeletor.
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
And he gets nothing but dimes. It's weird. Yeah.
He can sing.
J-Lo. He was married to the Miss Universe, Miss Puerto Rico. Like this guy's. I don't know what he's got going on, but
because he can able to sing. Women will deal with your shit.
True.
I'm a big I mean, listen, I don't know too much about that, but I know the Puerto Rican Day Parade is going to be in June.
Oh, bro, that's crazy out in NY, man.
Oh yeah, it's they look at you funny, but you just gotta say because just because you're black does not mean you're not Puerto Rican. Because there's Puerto Rican. So I would just walk around.
Hannibal, I got cousins that look like you, man.
I'll fake it just to walk around.
You can fake it. Say a couple Spanish words here and there. You'll be fine. The thing you got to know about any kind of parade. Now, I've never been to one in NY, but in Humboldt Park in Chicago, where I'm from, people go. Listen, let me tell you something about Puerto Ricans. Hector can vouch. Hannibal can too if he's been to parade. We're fucking crazy. We're loud. We are the proudest of proud. We
Oh yeah,
wear
definitely.
flags like more than the American people. Like we wear our Puerto Rican flags. We
Oh
got our
yeah,
Puerto Rican flags in our
it's gonna
cars.
be it's probably on the cars already. It's
It's
gonna be
lit, man. I mean, it's and the women. Oh, good
Oh
lord.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it'll be a good
exactly.
time.
So I have to maybe do some push-ups, get my body right. Oh yeah, you mentioned. So I took a picture at the auto show, and I stood next to a car,
Yeah.
and I looked at it, and I was like, man, I gotta get my stuff together.
Mm,
I gotta suck this in. I gotta suck this gut in.
mm.
Um, which is funny because I've been going to the gym, but I eat too much. I eat late. I like eating late night snack.
And
I
that's
eat
your problem because your
too.
body's not metabolizing it at night because you're not
Uh,
moving.
I'm metabolizing that food, man. It's delicious.
Well, it
I'm
is,
eating it.
but
I'm sorry. I'm metabolizing it, I guess, in my head, but no, I need to stop eating after a certain time. But
you know what might work for you if you did what some people consider like this fasting kind of deal. You eat, once every 23 hours or once every 18 hours. That yeah,
yeah,
but you eat a lot of your calories at one meal.
yeah.
You should try it for a month. I bet it, yeah, okay.
I'm
But
sure. I'm
listen, you
sure.
get to eat like 5 burritos at once with the
Yeah.
fries and then you just can't eat it all the rest of the day.
But what I'm gonna do after this show? What I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna look at myself. It's
Drink
food in the
water
fridge.
drink water with lemon, hot
Ridiculous.
tea.
I'm drinking beer right now. It's not good for your body either.
No, no,
So
no, no, no. You're drinking beer out of a bag. Let's get it
that
right
is
here.
true. That is
That's
true.
different vibe
That
when
is
you're out
true.
of the
Next
bag.
time
Yeah.
I've been this I clearly didn't care today, but usually I put it in the cup, I sip it, you guys think it's water, it's alcohol,
That's
probably.
how I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Got
responsible, reasonable human being. I don't drink out of a brown paper bag.
that is true.
I drink out of a Yeti.
Fancy man. All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna watch the rest of this Kings game. The Kings are winning by 10, Pedro. Almost the end of the second quarter. So I
Oh, it
don't know,
doesn't matter.
man.
It doesn't matter. In
It
the
don't matter.
second
They're gonna win.
quarter, it
Okay,
doesn't
we'll see.
matter. It doesn't matter.
So
It doesn't matter.
Wednesday we'll see if Pedro decides that he
We'll
was
see.
wrong.
I think the Warriors will win. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. On that note, guys, thank you for coming through tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you Wednesday.
See you.
Peace.